Now, I know some of you out there were probably thinking, man, it's about time those fat guys just gave up the ghost and buried their channel after nearly a decade with almost zero growth. But, much to your chagrin, we're still here. Well, at least I'm here. You can notice a Goontic is gone. I've been trying to get him in here to do a video, man, but that boy is reclusive and hard to find at times. It's just, I don't know what he's doing when he's not in his room, but he goes somewhere, man. I got theories, but, you know, to this point, that's all they are. They're just theories. Anyway, we're not dead. You can see I'm not. Here's some photographic evidence that Goontic isn't.
What the hell is even that?
So that's a picture. You know, I already had filmed a return video, again without Goontic, and it was literally for the same reason. And I don't know where the hell I left the video file, man. So what was the reason for that video other than returning? It was a Brad box, because our boy Brad sent us yet another one, and this was before last year even ended. And again, I don't know where I left the video. I don't remember which specific movies were in it, and they're kind of all over the place right now. I know for sure that these were in it. So he sent us a Fantasy Island, the Blumhouse, I guess, reimagining of that old show that everybody hated. So I gotta see why they hated it. So that's awesome. And this tech horror, and you know Goontic hates tech horror, called Countdown, which I know nothing about. So again, Brad letting us know what's up. This Elizabeth Banks movie called Skincare that I guess kind of has some horror vibe, but I'm not too sure what the fuck. I do know that I think Elizabeth Banks is pretty hot, but her like extreme politicizing of things as of late makes her kind of unhot. So that's the thing. There's this Luc Besson joint right here called Anna, which is kind of like one of those Euro spy thriller types. I saw this, I was kind of like on a tear watching, you know, Euro spy movies like Red Sparrow and all that jazz. And this was one of them. I don't remember anything about it, man. Nothing. Now, I know I didn't hate it, but I don't recall jack and or squat. But my boy Luke Evans is in it, so that's cool. And Helen Mirren. Man, I really don't remember. He also sent Violent Night, which, I mean, who doesn't like a violent Santa, man? Well, me, for one, because I remember seeing a movie called Santa's Slay with Goldberg, the wrestler. And it started pretty cool, or fun anyway, and then it just sucked from there. So I hope that's not the case here, although it does have John Leguizamo, which, again, another person who has so politicized himself that it just fucking sucks to hear him. And I like, you know, the fucked up part about that and Elizabeth Banks is that you know, I lean toward that side of politics, but holy shit, man, shut up sometimes, you know. He also sent this in that box, and that's The Price We Pay, which I actually really like this movie. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not like the gold standard for horror or anything like that, but it's a fun little mix of kind of like the structure, the story structure from Dusk Till Dawn, only overlaid with a kind of like Texas Chainsaw-y elements, and then the latter half kind of has like a human centipede type of thing going. It's kind of like a wild, literal, like modern B movie. It was made by the dude that did the movie Versus, which is also really fun, and Final Wars. Wait, did he do Final Wars? Well, Versus for sure, not Final Wars, but I'm not sure about Final Wars. And he also did, notably, The Midnight Meat Train, which is one of the very good Clive Barker adaptations. So I had a lot of fun with that movie, even though it is, in fact, not perfect. Now, those are the ones I remember from that other box. I'm so sorry, Brad. I have no freaking clue where I left that box. But you did send us another one. And it's this big bad boy right here. And we're going to see what's in it. Again, ideally Goontic would have been here, but that boy stinks sometimes, man. And I don't just mean like freaking ass. I mean, he goes into this little world of his own. And you're like, dude, we're reaching out here, guy. Come on. Take my hand. But anyway, reaching in and I'm picking out some, and it is, oh, look at that. It is a PKE meter. I know Goontic's gonna love that. I'm assuming this was like, oh yeah, sure enough, a Spirit Halloween prop. But old boy Goontic, definitely gonna want that for his Ghostbusters collection. By the way, Brad, I know he promised you this a billion years ago, but he after months has finally gotten to the point where he's packaged some stuff that he's gonna send you. So I'm telling you, Goontic is on another planet, boy. I see a book, so I'm gonna pick that out. Let's see. Oh, this is cool. Wild and Crazy Guys. How the comedy mavericks of there's a little tape over that. Let me see if it says it. How the comedy mavericks of the 80s, so Al's gonna love that, changed Hollywood forever. And you know, we got an assortment of guys here: Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Steve Martin, Belushi, Chevy Asshole Chase, Eddie Murphy on the cover. This is super cool, man. Of course, you know, one of the greatest times for comedies. Can't wait to crack into this boy. Pretty cool, man. That one's for me, man. One, because, I mean, obviously, right? But two, because Goontic doesn't read. Some say he doesn't know how to read. I see some, oh, there you go. Definitely for the Goon. And that is a, what is this? A golden Batmobile. Which Goontic collects Batmobiles. Well, that's cool. We got a purple animated Batmobile. He got a purple, I think it was 89 one last time from Brad. So that's pretty cool. We'll definitely love those. I see another one. Let me see. We got a Batman Forever in gray. Like a slate gray. Man, Goontic's going to have a million Batmobiles by the end of the year, I feel. And we're entering movie territory now. Or disc territory anyway. Let's see what we got here. We got another. Oh, that's right. In the other box, he had sent a Rey Mysterio collection of DVDs, an Edge collection of DVDs, which, by the by, Goontic hates Edge. I like Edge, but I kind of can't blame Goontic for hating Edge. And a Chris Jericho collection of DVDs, much like this, multi-disc, and also Chris Jericho, kind of a hateable guy now. But anyway, another person that's politicized himself into oblivion. Anyway, whatever. DX. Classic stable with my boy Trips. Oh, this is cool. And Shawn Michaels. We got a little Trips here, a little Shawn there. And do they do the suck it? Is there no chop? Why is there no chopping, man? I need them to chop. Is there a chop? Hold on, now. Hold on. There it goes. Hell yeah. Crotch chops all the way, man. Coincidentally, my nickname. And we got another Rey Mysterio collection. Pretty rad, man. That's two. Count them two, because the other one had one too. Who doesn't love Rey, man? Quite possibly. There's been this recent influx of, I guess, discussion on the internet about him being like the most recognizable or best luchador or not. And some people, man, it might have even been Dave Meltzer, dumbass that he is. Arguing that it was actually El Santo. Now, I'll grant you that El Santo is mythical level in Mexican lucha history. But, you know, in terms of wrestling, El Santo wasn't very good. The only reason El Santo's cool is because, again, he was kind of like Hulk Hogan level popular, if not more, in Mexico. But he was also in a bunch of fucking movies where he was fighting werewolves and shit. So it was kind of like superhero status. But, I mean, in terms of wrestling, Rey Mysterio leaves El Santo in the dust, bro. I'm sorry. Movie called No Good Deed, starring the homie Idris Elba and Taraji P. Henson, which I kind of find annoying sometimes, and I don't really know why. I think it's because she was in Empire, and I really hated that show. No Good Deed. No idea what this one's about, is what it should be titled. We got one here called On Fire, huh? Who's in it? Lance Henriksen, so you know that boy's gonna probably suck balls. Although according to Culture Mix, it's adrenaline packed. So, and that's the only blurb. It's not like great adrenaline packed action. It's just like it's adrenaline packed. My adrenaline can get pumping by by just watching a crappy movie. So, you know, On Fire, is it crappy? I don't know, but it's got Lance Henriksen in it. So that's the thing. Next, oh, this is awesome. Jeez, that white balance needed to get into tune there. Adaptation, Spike Jonze movie, excellent. This is the Shout release version of it, so that's fucking cool, man. I don't know why I don't have this movie, and I also know that Guntik wants to see this movie. So, Destiny hath spoken in the form of a Brad box, baby. Great movie. Fantastic movie, really. Definitely better than Fantasy Island. I'm just going to put that out. Next up, not a great movie, but if you are a fan of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, it's kind of one that you eventually have to pick up if you want to have like a complete Invasion adaptation type of a selection there, and that's The Invasion, which was a very troubled production, and you know, ultimately was kind of like a movie that's a thing. You know, that's a thing I watched. Not a good movie, but I'll gladly add it to the Invasion collection, which I still have to complete because I need the Abel Ferrara version. 7. I've been telling freaking Guntik to get 7, man, and he refuses to, even though he knows it's an excellent movie. One of Fincher's best, for damn sure. So, Brad, you did me a favor by getting one to him. I have one. I also have a copy of People Under Stairs, which is fortuitous because Guntik really loved this movie. And rightfully so. One of Wes Craven's best. Very dark, strange humor in it. And also, one of the best black horror movies, if you will. And yeah, and this is, of course, the Scream Factory version, which is even better. So, Guntik's going to be really happy about that. And, or, he'll be all freaking frumpy and shit. Oh, this is cool. I just actually rewatched Poltergeist 2. And now, we've been very vocal about how Poltergeist 1, I know it's a classic. I recognize it for being a classic. If you love it, more power to you. But I just don't think that it's all that and a bag of chips. And I have the same exact thoughts about Poltergeist 2. But, much like Poltergeist 1, I also have the thought that there is a lot of really good stuff in it. And those moments are enough for me to make me want to see the movies, revisit them every now and then. So Poltergeist 2 has some really good moments. And it probably has the moment in the movie that I remember the most from when I first saw them as a kid. And it's when Reverend Cain makes his way, worms his way, if you will, into the abode of the, what were they called? The Freelings? Whatever the fucking family's name was. Worms his way again into the abode via kind of like incarnating himself into this worm at the bottom of a tequila bottle. And all that subsequent sequence, like the effects work really well, and it's just creepy, man. So, yeah, I just really felt that they dropped the ball. They had such a good villain with Reverend Cain, and there was just like a lot of vagary, a lot of too much focus on effects over the quality of the writing and plot. But I do like a lot of things in this movie. So Poltergeist 2, man, hell yeah. And Scream version. Let's see what's next. We got a DVD, and it's Getaway with Ethan Hawke and Selena Gomez, which I know was not a movie a lot of people liked. But now I have a basis to compare her acting to her acting in Emilia Perez, which, woof! Stinker! Drag Me to Hell. Of course, you know, it's a Sam Raimi horror romp, man. You know, really love this movie. You know, he really managed to capture the evil... I burped, by the way, and then kind of swallowed it. The Evil Dead spirit in these movies. It felt just as anarchic and weird, even though there's a lot more like CGI in this. You don't mind it because there's a tongue planted firmly in cheek throughout, and I absolutely have a blast with it. It has a great horror hag in it, which of course, Sam Raimi, you gotta have a horror hag, and it's great. Now I do have a blue copy of this, and I think, pretty sure that old boy over there, that's right, old boy Guntik has a copy of it too. But who don't want to be dragged into another fiasco? So we'll have a little DVD copy of it, man. And or if we ever find someone that needs one. My Bloody Valentine, the remake. Really fun remake, man. From the guy that wrote, or the writer of this was also the guy that wrote Jason X, or 10, whatever you want to call it. Just a fun one. Goontic needs to own a copy of it. Perfect. The Strangers. I have this exact one, so Goontic's going to get another classic. Now, I don't know what he thought about this movie. I have a feeling he hated it. But this movie's excellent, man. Excellent. So good that I don't want to see I definitely don't want to see the remake. Especially from what I hear from the homie Joey. I don't want to see the remake, man. I will if it comes across my path, but this movie's just solid, man. This is a Carpenterian in quality in terms of what it's going for, but really good movie, man. Bleak as fuck. So Goontic gonna have it now, and hopefully he'll reevaluate. Brad doing his business to help flesh out the collection of Marvel joints over here, especially during the rougher stuff, which, you know, kind of reluctant to get them sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, okay, I got to. But I actually am one of the people that liked the first Captain Marvel movie. So I don't know exactly. I know that what's her name, Nia DaCosta, I think it was. Yeah, that directed this. I know she was like, they totally made me cut it down, you know, all that jazz. So I know it's a compromised picture, but I still want to see what the hell, because I'm not one to ride little bandwagons of hate or even love just because I want to make up my own mind, unlike Al. And Blue Bunghole, a DC joint. So that means after this, I just need the new Aquaman movie, which we didn't see Blue Bunghole or the new Aquaman movie. What was it called? Whatever, Atlantis or whatever the fuck? Just because we kind of felt that The Flash was a pretty decent way to just say goodbye to that era. But we gotta watch them, man. You know what I'm saying? So Blue Bunghole. I know that one of the major reasons we didn't watch it, besides that we were like, okay, we're pretty satisfied with The Flash. I know we're not gonna see any more of these movies, you know, whatever. But one of the other reasons we didn't watch Blue Bunghole is because it's a Latino hero. We're Latino, so one of the things that pisses us off the most when we watch movies that have Hispanics in them is when they try to force this kind of these Latino quirks that are, I guess, the writers perceive as being, you know, a thing that all Latinos do. And one of them is when they speak in and out, they weave in and out of English and Spanish. And it just feels so fucking lame when they do that, you know? It just sucks. Now, I have one of my co-workers. She had, without prompting, I never told her that I hated that or anything. She saw it. And she mentioned that exact same thing annoying her in this movie. So we have that to look forward to, so that sucks. It does have a granny with a big-ass gun in it, per the trailer, so I'm on board for that. Blue Bunghole, hopefully it's cool, man. I know the homie Joey liked it a lot, so, you know. I trust Joey's perceptions. So anyway, that was the Brad box, man. A lot of quality Brad moves here, man, with the adaptation. Hell yeah. Not with the invasion, though. Hopefully this turns out to be fun at the very least. Mad quality. You know? Not too sure about that one, but mad shout out for some of these, man. I know Goontic is fixing to fix his movie collection here soon so that he could actually have more access to it, because he just kind of stuck it behind stuff. Well, I stuck it behind stuff. So he'll have some new goodies to add there. Anyway, that's the Brad box. Again, I wish Goontic was here, but hopefully he'll be here next time. In the meantime, we're back and we're out.